Hi everyone and welcome to NameHero.com. Today I'm going to demonstrate and discuss how to host multiple WordPress websites. Now, many of you are already familiar with WordPress. You know it's the most popular content management system on the face of the planet. It's used to power nearly half of all websites online, maybe even more depending on the data that you look at nowadays. A lot of people use WordPress. And the cool thing about WordPress is you don't have to be a coder, you don't have to be a designer, you don't have to be a developer, you don't have to have any of those skills. You just have to be able to follow directions and just follow some quick, easy steps, and you can have your own website online. Really, anyone can have their own website with WordPress. It doesn't take anything but other than you having the idea and the creativity, and you can have a WordPress website. With that said, a lot of people are a little bit confused when it comes to finding a good, solid web host for their WordPress. Now, there's a number of different people out there that host WordPress sites. Here at NameHero, we take great pride in understanding WordPress and catering to our customers with WordPress. The first thing I want to mention at NameHero is we're on the cloud. We don't deal with old school hosting. We only deal with cloud web hosting. We believe that the old school way is the old school way for a reason, and so we're only going to move forward with the cloud hosting. So regardless of the package you go with us at NameHero, you're going to be on our high-speed cloud. So that's a tremendous advantage. But now you have three different options, and this depends on how much your budget is and how big your website is and what you're trying to do exactly. So we have three options, and they're very affordable. We have our basic cloud hosting. This is for those of you that are just looking to get started. It only costs a little bit a month, and we'll go into these in detail in just a second. And then we offer reseller cloud hosting. These people that buy reseller packages are a little bit more into things. They need a little bit more than just a startup package. They have a little bit more, so they need to go with their reseller cloud. And also our reseller cloud allows others, if you're wanting to sell WordPress hosting to your friends, to your family, for a business out on the internet, to the world, you can do that with our reseller accounts. You can resell our high-speed cloud. And again, it's very affordable to get started. And then finally, we have our managed servers. These have been developed specifically for high-volume WordPress websites. So if your website's really popular and uses WordPress, well, that's going to be your option. Okay, so let's just jump into each one of these, and I'm going to show you how to set up a couple of them as well. Okay, so as we already said, our basic cloud hosting is best for the smaller websites that's just getting started. Now, if you just have, if you got an idea and you want to start a website, you know you need WordPress, you know you need hosting, well, this is your package. First, it comes with the free domain. So you're going to save that expense right there off the bat. Second, it's only going to cost you a couple dollars a month. I think our smallest package is about $3.49 a month. And I'm going to go into that here in just a second and show you on the website. So for about $3.49 a month, you're going to have an environment to host your first WordPress blog or website, and you're going to have this free domain. Okay, now there's one thing to mention, that our basic cloud hosting, regardless of the package you buy, only has one cPanel. So if you have someone else working with you, you can provide them their own login to your cPanel, but it's only one cPanel. So this could be a security risk if you have many people in your organization. You might want to have multiple cPanels, especially if you're going to do multiple sites. So there is no web host manager, so to speak, with basic cloud hosting. Okay, so let's go take a look now at the site, and let's see what it looks like. Okay, so we're going to look here on the main site when you arrive at NameHero.com, and you're going to see we feature these three packages on our home slider. First is for our basic, and the second is for the reseller, and the third is for the managed servers. Okay, but what we're going to do is we're going to click Get Started Now on the basic. Now I'm going to show you exactly how to set this up. Okay, so you can see right off the bat we have our benefits. It's all cloud-based, remember, and we have our true SSD RAID storage, which is extremely fast storage space. We only use Lightspeed Web Server, which is 9 times faster than Apache that those other hosts use. And we also have Maria database drop in place of MySQL. Now, no worries, everything's going to work just fine. You won't even notice the difference other than the performance aspect of it. Okay, so let's go down here and look at the packages. So those of you that are just getting started, you're just looking to start one WordPress website or host one WordPress website. As I said, it's about $3.49 a month, and this is for one site. Gives you 10 gigabytes of storage, which is plenty of space, unmetered bandwidth. We're not going to charge you for that. A free domain, and some other features here for your account: 5 park, 25 subdomains, 100 email accounts, and cPanel. So this is those of you that have an idea for a site, and when you have an idea, it might work out, it might not. It depends really, what your idea is and if the business is a sustainable business. But nonetheless, if you decide you're going to jump in and start a website, you kind of want to feel the waters and just get going with it before you really commit a lot financially, this is the package to go for. If the business takes off and it's really successful and you start getting all these hits, well, then you can upgrade at any time. And we make that very simple at NameHero. There's no moving your data around or downtime. We automatically can move you wherever based on your popularity. So you have no risk to start small and then grow. Now we have our plus. And the main difference between this is yes, you're going to get 10 gigabytes more space, but this allows hosting of unlimited websites, unlimited domains that have WordPress. Now, this is what we want to discuss in this video. This is cool that you can do this, and a lot of people take advantage of this. However, if these WordPress sites aren't yours, then you're only having that one cPanel. So that means if someone wants access to the cPanel, then they're going to have access, everyone's going to have access to that one cPanel. They can have access to your files. So that doesn't really work. So if you own the WordPress sites, you own the multiple sites, this would work for you. But if not, you'd want to go with the reseller package because you want to have multiple cPanel accounts. In NameHero, we also utilize software that limits CPU resources based on per cPanel account. So if you have one cPanel account with 10 sites, well, they're not going to be allowed as much resources as it would be if you had 10 sites with 10 different cPanels. So I hope that makes sense. It's also more secure for it to have one WordPress per cPanel. Now, again, if you're just getting started, this is fine, but especially if you start getting popular or if you have a bunch of clients, you definitely want to go with the reseller. Finally, we have the business package. And the business package has a lot more storage, 80 gigabytes, unmetered bandwidth, and unlimited everything else. It's a very good package for those that have a mid to larger business and they're looking for that extra boost. This comes with free SSL, a free security certificate. So we see a lot of e-commerce clients that will purchase this one here because they're able to have their website online. It's in the cloud. They have 80 gigabytes of space and it runs seamlessly. We don't really see a lot of people with many websites. Normally they just have one website when they're buying our business package because they just want to focus on that, having plenty of room and having a nice cost-effective plan. Okay, so for this demonstration, we are going to sign up for the starter plan, and I'm going to walk you exactly through how you go about that. So I'm just going to go ahead and click this. Okay, next I get to pick my domain, or I get to use an existing domain that I already have. So for this video, let's just use one that I already have. But if you would like, you get your free domain. So you just type in here and you can register this. Now, since I already have mine, I'm just going to put it here. And I'm going to use the domain websitehero.net. Now you can see I just very simply enter the domain here and I enter .net here. If I was to register a name, I would select the TLD here. Okay, so I'm going to use it. So I already have it. As you can see, I get the free domain if I want it. Next, there's two options for a dedicated IP address or the SSL certificate. If you plan on using email on our servers, I would buy this dedicated IP address. That helps you make sure that your emails are all delivered and you never have any hiccups. So we definitely recommend using this if you're going to be using our email. If you're going to be using the email on our servers, you want the dedicated IP address. You also want a secure certificate. If you don't already have one, then you're probably going to want this. Nowadays, Google actually gives you higher rankings if you have an SSL certificate. So I would definitely recommend getting that. We have a great price on them too. Okay, so as you can see, we've got everything set up here. And we're running a tremendous promotion right now to where you can see I'm going to get $90 off. So this is a lot of savings here on everything in addition to the free domain. So if I was, I already have my domain, but if I needed a new one, bam, you're going to get a free domain today. So you're going to save just a pile of money here with the current promotion we're running. So that's the advantage to NameHero. We like to have the best prices and the best products in the industry. And then if you decide a year down the road, well, I need to upgrade. Well, I've purchased this one for triannually package. So if I don't keep this package for 3 years, I can apply any of the balance to my other package. So that's the really beneficial thing about NameHero. Okay, so give me a second to complete my payment, and that's what you want to do if you're following along. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to walk you through how to install and set up your first WordPress. Okay, once you pay for your account, then you're going to have your interface like this after you make your payment. So we're going to simply click Cloud Web Hosting. And we're going to click our basic starter package. Now, you're going to see a couple of important pieces here. First, we have our name servers. Now, these are what we are going to enter to connect our domain. Now, if you just bought your domain from us new, then we've already entered these for you. Now, if you want to just check and make sure, you can go to My Domains, and you can click on your domain, which we're going to use on websitehero.net, and we're going to click on Name Servers. So right here, we're just going to make sure these match what's in our hosting package. Okay, so it's always good just to check them. It doesn't hurt to just to make sure it's right, because that'll solve a lot of your frustrations if your site's not right online immediately. Now, again, also sometimes it takes a little bit for the DNS to go through this period of what's called propagation. So if immediately after you signing up and getting your domain set up, if you can't reach it, go grab a cup of coffee, come back in maybe an hour, and it should be good to go. If it goes longer than 24 hours, then make sure you hit us up and let us know, and we'll take a look to make sure nothing's wrong. Okay, so to install WordPress, we're just going to go into our cPanel. So from right here, we're going to click Log into cPanel, and bam, we're inside of our cPanel. It's very simple. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scroll down to the bottom here and click on WordPress, and we're going to click right here to install now. All right, now we've got our options. If you did the secure certificate, you have to have us install it first before you can choose HTTPS. So don't select this unless we've already installed that certificate for you, and we'll let you know when you're good to go with that. So just to start, and you can change this later, you can add the SSL certificate later. So just to start, I'm going to choose HTTP, no S, and the www. Okay, now I've got my domain websitehero.net. Now in directory, if you want this to be, when you go to websitehero.net, if that's where you want WordPress to be, you want to delete this. Okay, now if you want to put WordPress in a subdirectory such as blog or WP, then you can do that. But most of you are probably going to want to remove this. So when you go to this domain, it is just that WordPress site. Okay, now you can enter the name of your site and a description. We'll just put in your website hero, a cool new WordPress website, just whatever there. You definitely want to change this. Do not use admin. Admin will get, attackers go all day looking for admin. So we're just going to change it to like website hero 1. And so notice we're going to put some obscured characters here. We're going to generate a password. I don't like that one. Okay, yeah, we're going to generate a secure password. We want to enter our email address in here, so in case we ever lose this password, we can always request it. Okay, so we're going to scroll on down here. I speak English, so we're going to have English. There's some plugins you can install here, like limit the login attempts. I'm not going to here, but you can if you want. There's some options here if you want to auto-upgrade stuff. I recommend auto-upgrading. If you don't auto-upgrade, then you're going to have to make sure you upgrade it manually. So it's just nice to do it already and have it done. Next, you can search for themes. There's a bunch of themes in here. They're updated all the time. These are all free. So you can have just a beautiful website online in no time using these. So let's just select this one here. Now, if you want to email yourself the details to all of this, you can. It might help you out just in case you want to forget something, or in case you forget something, it'll email you your login. So I'm just going to put our main contact address here for NameHero. Then maybe you have a webmaster or a designer and they want the details. You could put their email in here. So we click install, and it just takes a little bit. It's not painful at all. Really not even enough time to get a cup of coffee because this thing will get going, and it's installed. So that's how easy it is. WordPress is now installed and it's ready to go. Let's click it and see if the DNS is propagated since I started this video, and you can see it has. Our beautiful design is on here already. We're ready to get started building now. It didn't take us long at all, and we're ready to get going. So there's if we go back to our auto installer, you're going to see our admin URL is here. So using that username and password that we just used, we would use that to enter the admin area of WordPress. And then we can start immediately making customizations. We can immediately start designing the site and making it look awesome. And that's the cool thing about using NameHero, is we have all these tools ready at your fingertips. Now, if you want to have another website, Now, if you want to have multiple websites, what I recommend doing is evaluating what do you want the websites for. Okay, so we demonstrate how to sign up with our basic starter. So let's go back to our presentation really quick. And I want to talk about our reseller account. If you need to host more than one WordPress website, you're going to do yourself a tremendously big favor by going with the reseller account. Yes, it's a little bit more expensive. It's more than a couple dollars a month. But if you're going to be hosting 2, 3, 4 WordPress websites, the highest level of security, the highest level of performance outside of your own managed server is going to be at reseller. Okay, and this is our customers flock to our reseller packages, and I'm really proud of the job our team has done with these packages. If you're going to host more than one WordPress website, go with our reseller cloud, and you're not going to be disappointed because you have all this flexibility, all this ability to white label and offer installs for yourself, for your friends, for your family, or even customers. And so if you want more than one WordPress website, I would go with our reseller cloud. Now, the cool thing about this is it comes with a piece of software. It comes with another control panel called Web Host Manager. And this allows you to set up these sites, set up other people on your account, and give them their own cPanel. So you don't have to share your cPanel with anyone, and you can give it, and you can even brand it, so they don't even see NameHero, and so it looks like you own the entire process. So let's go through how you set up one of these, because I'm sure those of you that know may not be as excited as those that don't know, but definitely this is very beneficial to those that want to do reseller hosting and host more than one WordPress websites. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go let's just go back to the main NameHero website so we can start from the beginning. Okay, so this is our reseller cloud, and you can see our resellers get rich. I really strongly feel that we have such good pricing that when you go reselling or hosting, you're going to make so much money compared to what you have to pay us. It only takes a couple of accounts to really double down on your money to get a good ROI. So I'm going to click Get Started now. We have 3 base packages. The biggest difference on these is the amount of storage and the amount of bandwidth. Now, because we give multiple cPanel accounts out, we have to limit the amount of bandwidth, whereas we unmeter it with our basic. Now, don't let this fool you. You can still have unlimited domains. You can host unlimited clients. So we have 3 levels: Startup, Entrepreneur, and Corporate. The corporate comes with a free SSL certificate and comes with a free dedicated IP address. That's the biggest difference in that one. The entrepreneur is just more space and more bandwidth. Our hottest products are the startup and the corporate. What we'll see people do is they'll come in with the startup, they'll get to using it, and they'll add on to the corporate. Especially with that free IP address, that free secure certificate, you're going to save some big bucks. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and click Get Started. Once again, you can register your name here, or you can use your existing name. Now, unfortunately, with our reseller account, they don't come with a free domain. That's because a lot of people that are buying our reseller account already have their own WordPress site. And also, good news for that, if you already have your own WordPress site and you're hosted somewhere else, as long as they have cPanel, we will move it over free of charge within the first 30 days. So as long as you submit a ticket after you sign up within the first 30 days, hey guys, my current host uses cPanel. I've got a couple WordPress sites. I want to move them over. Will you help me? Absolutely. We'll get it done. It normally takes us about 24 to 48 business hours, Monday through Friday, to get those transferred. Most of the time we have it done, though, in about 5 hours max. But we do ask that you allow us 24 to 48 hours, so at least 48 hours. So if your hosting package is about to run out with your current host, you want to make sure you keep that in mind, that it could take us up to 48 hours, especially if you have a lot of files and it takes a while to move everything over. So for this, I'm going to use my own domain that I already have, which I suspect a lot of reseller clients do. So we're going to put ResellerHero, that's the one we're going to use, .com. And we remember, we type in the .com here, and we type in the domain here. Now, if your domain's not hosted with us, or not, if you didn't register your name with us, you can transfer it to us. And I recommend that because we offer private name servers. And that's a huge advantage to a lot of people who don't do this. But since we offer these private name servers, I make it extremely easy for you to set this up inside of the control panel. So if your name's not already registered, which this one is, then you might want to transfer it to us, because you can set up your private name servers in about 5 minutes. If you're hosted at GoDaddy, they allow you to set it up, or if you've registered at GoDaddy, they allow you to set up the private name servers, but in my opinion, it's not as easy. Okay, so we're going to click Use. Just takes a little second here. Okay, now you can see we have a monthly here. Now we do not offer the free domain at this time, so it's just a monthly plan here. So we're going to scroll down. Okay, you have a choice to adding on the dedicated IP or the SSL certificate. Remember, the corporate package already has these two. A lot of people will buy the startup and just add these on. Once again, if you plan on doing email, or if your customers plan on doing email on our servers, I highly recommend getting the dedicated IP. That offers the highest level of email delivery. Same with SSL certificate. If you don't already have one, you might as well just pick up one now, because you're going to increase your search engine rankings. So those options are available to you. Once again, I'm going to go ahead and complete my payment here on the screen, and as soon as I get finished with this, then we will go and I will show you exactly how to start installing WordPress on your reseller account. After you complete your order for your reseller account, you can see we got our confirmation. And now we're going to have two accounts in here now, and we click Cloud Web Hosting, and you're going to see we have our basic starter, which we demonstrated earlier, and now we have our startup. So we're just going to click on it. Okay, so we don't get confused, let me close my other tabs here. Okay, so now this is the domain we signed up with, resellhero.com. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do when you sign up with a reseller account at NameHero is you want to register your name servers. This is very simple. If you've never done it before, it takes just a second. Here they are. And you can see, here's the cool thing about NameHero. We automatically white label these for you. So if you want to have other customers or other people that sign up for your hosting, or you want to host them, they get to use your name servers. They never see NameHero. So, but you have to register these here with these IP addresses. So it's simple. If you have your domain with us, which I highly recommend, and if you don't, you have to go to whoever you bought your domain from and say, how do I register my name servers with you? GoDaddy, they've got articles online. Namecheap, they have articles online. In my opinion, though, all their systems are kind of complicated, but it's possible, and our support team can help the best they can. But if you do it with us, it's as simple, and I'm going to show you how. So the first thing we're going to do is click My Domains. I like to just open it in another window so I can go back and forth. And go to resellhero.com, and you go over here to Private Name Servers. As you can see, it's right here, Register a Name Server. We just simply NS1. We go back here, we're going to copy this, and we're going to paste it. As soon as we do that, we just click Save. It's probably going to give me a dupe error because I don't think I cleared out my last one, but it won't for you. And then we're going to go to NS2, and we're going to grab the IP address here and save. Probably give me another dupe error, but it won't for you. And you can see that's it. It's as simple as that. Now what we want to do here is we go back to here and we can click Name Servers. And now on here we can use ns1.resellhero.net and ns2.com, I'm sorry, resellhero.com. Boom. Do is change name servers. And it's all set. It's that simple. Okay? It's that simple to register them. Now, let's just go back to here. I'm going to re-enter these just for a second. Just ignore this for yours, because I want you guys to be able to preview this. So I'm just going to revert back to our server default here. Okay, so we're going to go back to here. So that's it. You register name servers, you change them in there. Pretty simple and easy. Okay, so now you have access to another control panel. Earlier we showed you click here and you go into cPanel. Well, that still holds the same here. You can click here and you can log into cPanel for your main domain, which this being resellhero.com. If I want to install WordPress, I just go through the same process as we did earlier. I click WordPress at the bottom, I click Install Now, and I proceed, just as I did before. Now, if I want to add another domain, well, that's the beauty of the reseller. is I've got this new panel called Web Host Manager, or WHM for short. I will click here, click to log in. You can see now I'm into Web Host Manager. Now don't be intimidated. It's very simple to get by. You're not going to have to use a lot of this stuff in here, but it's very simple. The first thing we want to do is create a package. So we're going to click here, and we're going to click Add a Package. Okay, so we're going to call this Basic WordPress. Okay, now because the way Web Host Manager is designed, we actually have to enter a value instead of unlimited. So if we want to give it unlimited disk space, let's just enter 999, 999, 999. And same with bandwidth. Let's just give it a value. Because of how cPanel is designed and because how we limit our reseller accounts to space and bandwidth, you have to define a value for your package. Now we can see we can leave all these other values the same. Park domains and add-on domains, we get this question a lot in the support desk. A park domain is a domain that you've registered for maybe a future investment or not going to use. Well, you can park it inside of WebHost or inside of your cPanel and redirect it to another site or set up a little landing page. So you would click unlimited if you want to allow those. Most people don't use them, so we just leave them to nothing, just disable. Add-on domains, this is earlier when I was talking about our basic hosting packages that allow you to host more than one website. It's called an add-on domain. So if you want to allow the cPanel account to host more than one domain, you can, but remember, they all share the same cPanel. So I recommend that everyone that has one WordPress install has their own cPanel. It's just the best practice. It makes the most sense and it's the most secure. So that's just how it always will be. The LVE settings here, this is because we use Cloud Linux here at NameHero, and you can define these limits, but I recommend just leaving them default. We already have those set very nice, very high, to levels that are much better than 99.9% of the other hosts out there. We don't limit our customers. Okay, now the package is added. You can see down here we get the success sign. Okay, so now we're just going to add the site, or add the new account. So we're going to type in create a new account. Click it here. Now we can add our domain right here. We can add any domain we want to. For this example, we'll just add NameHero.org. And we could give it there. Give it a password. Make sure you copy that in a safe place. You can enter an email address for that site. You don't have to, but you can. Next, you've got to select your package. All good. Everything's green. Green's good. Let's leave this default. Now the next thing is, what about the name servers? If they plan on using your private name servers, that's the default. So you would actually plug these in to NameHero.org in this instance, and they would be connected. The mail settings, if they're going to use the local mail, that's the default, you would keep that here. If you want to use Google Apps or something, then you click remote. But just if you don't know, leave it default, and you can submit a ticket and ask, and we would be more than happy to help you. Now down here is where you're going to see your resource limits. Now you can see down here how much you've used, and since this is a new account, we've used 0.87 of our disk space, and we haven't used any bandwidth yet. So this keeps track of how much you have left. So that's important. If you start running out, then you have to upgrade your account. But we make sure we let you know that way ahead of time. So now you click Create. Okay, it just takes just a second to run through its processes. And bam, it is now created. Here's all the good stuff. You want to copy this down, you should get an email too to your account saying all this good stuff. It's going to blank out the password for security, so make sure you copy that in a safe place. So now we can go up here, we can click list or type in list and click it. And you can see now we have two websites. We now have NameHero.org and we have our original domain, ResellerHero.com. So we can click on this cPanel logo, and this will actually log us in to that cPanel. And click it. Now this is unique to just ResellerHero.com, the domain, or NameHero.org, the one we just set up. It's unique to it. So we can scroll down here and click on WordPress, and here we go. We can start the installation process for this domain. Okay, very, very simple, very easy, very quick. I'll just click Install Now. It's the same process as earlier. We're going to select I like to do the www. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want it in the root directory, which meaning if you want to type in NameHero.org and then go to your WordPress, then you would just blank this out here and you just follow this. Once again, always change admin and pass. Don't leave it these values. Don't leave it these values. Someone will hack into it and they will really mess up your site. So don't leave that. You definitely do not want to do that. Very bad idea. So that's going to do it. That's how you do it. And then as soon as we install it, then it's all set. And then now you're hosting multiple WordPress domains, multiple WordPress websites, and you have your own cPanel accounts. Now let's just say that this customer at NameHero.org wants to have another cPanel inside of, or wants to have another WordPress inside of their cPanel. This is what we're talking about, the add-on domains. I don't recommend this if someone doesn't own the domains. Meaning if it's different owners of the WordPress sites, you wouldn't want to do this because they have to share the same cPanel. But I'm going to go ahead and change that value in here to make it unlimited add-on domains, just so I can demonstrate this. So I can show you how this works in case the need ever comes in your business. So I'll click List. I want to go back to my cPanel for NameHero.org. Now inside of here, I'm going to have a new thing called add-on domains. So I just type on add-on, and you can see here. So now I can go ahead and add another domain on here. And I can create another domain in here, and this is going to allow me the ability to install WordPress on it inside of here. So let's see if I can use this. Let's see, resellhero.net. See, it might not let us here, but it might. Click Add Domain. It's going to take a second here because it did allow it. Okay. All right, so now we've added it on as an add-on domain. You can see resellhero.net, our document root. Now this is interesting, and this is important that you notice this. This is going to be in your public HTML folder for NameHero.org, for your base domain. So remember, if you have someone else, this is someone else's site, they are going to share that same file structure with you. So it's not good practice if it's someone else's site. If you have multiple WordPress sites, I would do them all in separate cPanels. But I will show you how it's done if you need to do this at any time for whatever reason. And maybe it's for a test. You click WordPress, click Install Now, and you can see now you're going to have not only your main domain, you're also going to have the new domain, the add-on domain, resellhero.net. So you can click that, and you can add the www. We could make this, remember, close this, and fill it out. But again, I just don't recommend doing that unless it's your sites, and I don't recommend doing it for a lot because it does pose more of a security risk. The best way is to go into Web Host Manager, have a reseller account, make sure each one has their own cPanel. If it's not a possibility, then you can do that. You can make it an add-on domain, but please do that at your own risk. I see so many problems. Our team sees so many of these problems that come through here because they lumped in so many WordPress sites into one file structure, and one of them got hacked, and the rest of them it goes downhill like that. And all it takes is one plugin. It's outdated. It only takes one poorly coded theme. So if you have 100 WordPress sites in that one cPanel, and it just takes one little PHP file to get exploited, have a bad line of code where someone can inject into it and then gain access to all the others. That's why I recommend one cPanel account per WordPress. Sometimes it's not possible though, so we do allow it at this time. So that's going to pretty much conclude it. That's the proper way to host WordPress. Let's go back to our slideshow here before we wrap this up. I know this video is getting a little bit longer than I had hoped, but I do want to mention one more thing about the managed cloud servers. These are for if you're getting over 2,000 uniques plus a day. If you've got a popular site, you're just going to have to bite the bullet and get a shared or a managed server, a dedicated VPS server that's going to give you full root access, web host manager, cPanel, dedicated RAM, and a lot of power. If you're reaching this level of hits, if you're reaching 2,000 uniques a day, that's 60,000 people a month. If you're reaching that many people, our reseller and basic just really aren't going to. It's not feasible. It's much better if you have a managed server because these have been designed specifically for high volume WordPress sites. So it's going to allow you to serve all your visitors in time. It's going to allow you to stay secure, and it's going to allow you to be scalable. So you can scale if you have a huge traffic day. Let's say that for instance, you operate a news website. Maybe you're a local news station. And when the elections come up in the United States every November, or this November coming up, there's going to be a huge traffic spike to news websites. Well, since you're on our managed server, you just click scale up, and you can scale up to even powerful server for the day, and then scale back down to your normal server. So those are that's your best option for that. And since this video has gotten so long, I'm not going to show how to set one of those up, but you can start with our basic. You can start with our reseller, and we can move you to a managed server in no time. There's no downtime, it's free, and it's very simple to do. Here at NameHero, I can promise you one thing. We've been around since the early 90s. We know WordPress. We've been around since WordPress has been around. We know it. We use it every day. We use it on NameHero. We have thousands of customers that use it. We use it on many other of our websites that we operate, not just NameHero. Every day on our platform, we have automatic daily backups. You don't have to worry about backing it up yourself. We do it for you, on-site and off-site. Every night we take an image of the server, so we keep that on site, and then we have an off-site server in case of a data center failure, and we pipe your site down there every night. So if something happens, you can easily recover it. You can also access our restoration section in cPanel. So say you accidentally delete a file working on your site, and you accidentally are developing, and you accidentally hit something, you can actually restore that right inside of cPanel. We scan for malware daily, so every night our scanner runs and it alerts us if it finds malware. So if your WordPress install gets hacked or if there's some evildoers in your plugins or themes, we'll let you know. We're optimized for speed and performance. Since we know WordPress, we know how to make it fast. So unlike the other hosts out there, you're not going to have high loads, you're not going to have long load times, it's going to be fast. I've already showed you the one-click auto installer that's available on all of our packages at NameHero, 100% complimentary. It's free with your package. We offer security and performance consulting. If you have a WordPress issue, if you've been hacked, we will definitely let you know how the best way to go about it is, how to clean it up, how to optimize, how to tweak it. And that's a free service for us to consult, and then we will let you know if there is any fee involved when it comes to actually doing the cleaning or doing the performance tuning, but it's free for us to do the consultation with you. Let us be your WordPress web host, NameHero.com. We know WordPress. I'm very confident. I'm so confident that you're going to be pleased with our services. We'll give you your money back within 30 days, no questions asked. If you don't like it, if you don't have a tremendously awesome experience, just say, I want my money back, and we'll send it right back to you. So there is no risk. Thanks everyone for watching. That's how you host multiple WordPress websites. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. You can comment on this video, you can comment on the blog, or you can email in, contact@namehero.com. Just ask your question there. One of our guys or gals will get right back to you. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy our NameHero.com cloud WordPress web hosting.